Sadly, this video was actually already made, but got deleted when my phone killed itself and it wasn't saved to the SD card. So here we go. Star Wars Rebels, a missed opportunity. Maybe. Hear me out before you bitch in the comments. Just like with Clone Wars, no, not that one. Yes, that one. Star Wars Rebels should have been a actual story between the episodes that was in between with the characters from the episodes. Like with Clone Wars, they had episodes that focused on Anakin, Padme, and Obi-Wan, but they also had episodes of other ones. So, as well as having the episodes with Ezra and Guinan, and Sabine and Chopper, they could have had episodes with Leia, Han, and Luke. Luke's ones wouldn't have been that great because, he didn't really do much, but, episodes that basically would have been Leia's little story of how she got into the Resistance and basically her side of Rogue One, even though Rogue One was being written at the same time as Rebels because Chopper is in it. And Han, that's basically what Solo should have been, episodes of Rebels. It should have been that as well as a continuation, because in Solo you see Darth Maul as back to being strong, even though he was captured during the Clone Wars. You don't see how he escaped. You don't see how he got the Red Sun back. And now we have no clue how the hell he became that homeless hermit in Rebels that he was inside of Solo. So, to me, even though, don't get me wrong, I liked the first season of Rebels, I haven't watched the other ones, haven't gotten around to it, I still think it missed an opportunity by not including episodes. Like, didn't have to be all of them. Like I said, Clone Wars had episodes that focused on Mace Windu in the Clone Wars, focused on Jar Jar. I mean, hell, even this one had episodes that focused on Jar Jar, Ahsoka, characters who were not in the movie and were not the main trilogy of the characters. But they still did episodes based on those characters, and Rebels should have done like this one did. The beginning of this series was literally the ending of episode 2, and the ending of the series was literally the attack on Coruscant. I believe that this version of Clone Wars was also going to do Attack of Coruscant as the last episode, or Things of Order 66, so that would have led into episode 3, and to me that's what Rebels should have done. Rebels should have done what Rogue One did with, Leia's ship getting the plans, or hell, even have Leia on the planet getting the plans with Jyn and the rest of them. But sadly, that was not come to pass, and we now have the series Resistance, which is between 6 and 7, but is really just 6.9 because they're not really doesn't have anything to do with a timeline of 6 or 6.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because there's only a couple. Because Poe is an adult there, so obviously it's not really a thing. I mean, Resistance is probably a more worse of an offender, because Resistance should have been something like it showed why Luke separated from the Resistance, how the New Republic fell and the First Order rose, how Leia and Han broke up, how Ben Solo turned into Kylo Ren. Sorry for the noise. But they still have time, even though they won't do it, because Resistance is complete kitty fodder. But Rebels, it had the opportunity, because I know they probably wanted to keep the story tight with their own characters and that, but I think the series is only like 12 episodes a season, and there's only 4 seasons. So if they extended it to 20 like the Clone Wars did, they could have had 10 episodes of what they wanted and 10 episodes of what everybody actually wanted. Because I know they couldn't have really done much with Luke, but they could have cartooned the comic book where he gets lost in the desert and because something with the Force, he actually ends up meeting little Anakin, and That's basically just because the Star Wars writers were probably drunk that day. But that could have been his story, or his like wanting to go out into the city, or you could have actually seen Tashi Station and shown how important those power converters were, or whatever. Or they could have done, because I know they did an episode, because I've actually seen the clips of old Ben on the planet, so they could have done like his little stories, couple of the episodes. I've already mentioned how Han's and Leia's would have been, so those would have been like season 3 and 4, because, you know, Luke was still a little child, and so was Leia. But how Bail Organa actually talked to her and wanted her to become a part of the Resistance. Not the Resistance. The rebellion. Or, like, have her, like, be spying on them when our parents were talking about it. But anyways, that's just a thought. And you're going to see more of the little bubble, because with the phone that I'm using now to make these, how old it is and how small it is, I can't really crop it out. So sorry for that. A lot of the videos are going to be sadly like this. Because of that, if I show anything like the Goodwill hunts that I do, it's going to be poorer quality, and as well as the art of the steel, because this camera isn't that great. So, besides the person interrupting, have a good one. Tell me what you thought in the comments below.